Alrighty. Hey, how's it going, folks? How's it going? Hey, look. Hey, don't be camera shy. What you doing? How's it going, folks? Thought I'd show you Luna a little bit before she runs off. Yes, I know you want to get all running around and chewing on everything, but you guys wanted a little cameo, so those of you at the start get to see cute doggo at the beginning. Way! Go, Man United! Woo! Okay, there you go. That's enough, doggo. I know you guys would prefer doggo instead of me, but doggo needs to get a rest. Okay, Luna. You had your spotlight. Here you go, no. Say bye to Luna. You got her? Yeah. Okay, there you go. What do you mean, poor doggo? How's it going, folks? Xbox died 127 times since yesterday. It's crazy, man. I just love the fact that so many of these people are just coming out of nowhere. Like, it's almost like it's a coordinated attack. As animal cruelty, make us United. uh, yeah, man, the situation with Xbox, I mean, Blue Point who, right? Nah, right now she's just literally dumping everywhere. Although she sleeps through the night now, so that's good. No more waking up in the middle of the night to her barking and stuff. So, 2 nights now she slept, which is really good. So, I'm hoping that's the worst of it done. Now it's just trying to get her to do her business in the right places. Bruno has fully lost his mind. Well, what do you mean? He's he's only speaking the truth by calling me a sophisticated, handsome, intelligent man. Clearly wasn't talking about Luna, because that's a female. So how are we doing today? How are we feeling? I think pretty much everyone is looking forward to Resident Evil 9. No, you did not, Bruno. You can't take it back. Hey, Big Money, how's it going, buddy? I'm doing alright, man. Spent most of today with my mum. I went round to see her today after she came out of hospital last night. And yeah, I was not really prepared for today's stream as much as I'd like to be, because I spent a lot of my day over there making sure she's okay, because she's not really mobile at the moment. So just making sure her day-to-day needs are checked in. So it's going to be a bit of a kind of messy stream today, but I think we'll be okay. We'll get through it. We'll get through it. That's how we roll. Hey, Bold Alpha Wolf. Welcome back, dude. Long time no see. Why do I assume you're not talking about Resident Evil 9, Leaf? Me too, Bullets. She looked a bit better today, but after the fall she had, she's very weak. Very, very weak. Ah, the rivalry between America and Canada. That will never end. Man, I love it how PlayStation fans think that Sony is moving away from PC. It's just so silly. But that's the hill they want to die on. That's what we like to see, Steve. That is literally what we like to see. Do you think Xbox is in trouble? Not really. I mean, I did make. I think I made a post about this. Let me see if I've got it. I think the biggest hilarious thing I'm seeing now is a bunch of people saying they want exclusives on Xbox again. When they were saying that, you know, it was all, what do you call it? It's antiquated and all this, and then that shit changed real quick. But no, I think Xbox is fine. For now, they're fine. And you know, if I share this tab real quick. So Ryan McCaffrey made this post, right, about Asha Sharma. Do I believe AI is writing her post? No. Do I believe she's a real gamer? And blah blah blah. She isn't a real gamer. Yes. Do I think it's a bad idea for her to try and fake this? Yes. And so, you know, she comes out and it's clearly a PR message. I don't even think she wrote this. I think the PR communications wrote it. There's just too much red flags there. But I think this is ultimately what you Asha needs to do, right? You know, most, as I said here, most gamers from all corners just want to know what direction she'll be taking Xbox in. With statements like return of Xbox, returning to the roots of Xbox, clear references to the 360 era of Xbox, which is idolized as the best time for Xbox, most are eager to see what this all means and in what direction she plans to take Xbox in, if the direction is changing at all. It may just stay exactly the same. The sooner this is communicated, the sooner the speculations will stop, and, you know, the millions of articles are being written daily for the next 6 months about the same thing will come to an end, because you can bet your bottom dollar this is not going to go away until she makes an announcement. Ultimately, though, like all of us have been saying for a long time, it's about the games, but exclusivity is a very hot topic. And so she does need to answer what she's going to do about that. And of course, the Xbox handheld, which we now know Phil Spencer really wanted, but Satya said no. At least that's what the reports are saying. So, good luck to Asha is all I'm going to say. Over the next few weeks or months, hopefully she can provide some clarity. But this is going to be a looming shadow over Xbox until she does. That was my statement on this. Xbox would have done exclusivity if the FTC didn't bar them from it. Oh, bold, obviously. We all know this. I mean, you guys know my position on exclusivity. I don't need to... That's not changed. But I do respect the people right now who have a backbone, right? Like Bullets, right? Like Steve, who I've seen on social media, who turn around and say, screw exclusives. All I want is games. I don't care about anything else. I respect that. I've seen a few people outside as well who have said that as well. And I do respect that, honestly, because, you know, you got a backbone and you don't flip-flop. But I'm seeing a bunch of people now begging Asher for exclusives when they were all about the Kool-Aid because exclusives were antiquated and they were so, you know, 2000s and stuff like that. Those tones changing real quick, that doesn't leave a good look, man. I'm just going to put that out there. I said I would call it out if it happened, and I am calling it out. It's pretty sad to see. That forced Xbox into scrapping exclusivity was Satya's bonus being tied to how much revenue Microsoft makes. Not really. The bonus was originally tied to Game Pass, which he got rid of. He just got rid of that segment of the bonus. So there was a clause on his contract that said Game Pass subscribers had to hit a certain milestone, and it clearly missed that, so he didn't get his bonus. And so he got very upset that he couldn't buy another yacht, and so he got that amended. No more games to PlayStation. I don't know if Microsoft is catching up to China, but Copilot isn't exactly in hot favor at the moment. I am kind of disturbed about why you're looking at me in my underwear, Bruno. That's really disturbing. Where are you getting these photos? I do change my underwear daily, but why are you trying to get pictures of me in my underwear? That's kind of creepy, man. That's no bueno, man. Does your missus know that you're trying to take pictures of guys in their underwear? Dude, I'd like... You know what? I think what you should do is get your missus on the air so I can ask these important questions. And see what she thinks. Susanna gonna be... Bruno gonna be, like, booted from the house. Sanchez gets it, see? Gotta make money somehow, right? Whatever works. Susanna, you love it. Bruno's got apparently a lot of pics. You can DM him for more exclusive shots. Treehouse 80 minutes starting today. What time is that, Byron? In my time, or how many hours from now is that? Nothing much, Banisher. Bruno just trying to take pictures of me in my underwear, apparently. Don't judge me, judge the messenger. If people are interested, we can have a look at it. Go for it, Leaf. Go for it, Leaf. Does it me or does the thing seem a little loud? That's better. What's the joke? I don't think the joke is coming. So apparently Clobro has written a whole article and posted it on social media. So I wanted to go through this and see what he has to say in regards to the return of Xbox. Why do humans like to talk? Because they are speak. Really? See, now Gorsty is funny. That's funny. That's a good joke. Yes, that Fortnite, Minecraft, Pokemon Dig 2 game or whatever it's called. Oh, are they only showing one game? Bold Alpha Wolf? Yeah. No, exclusives do a lot in terms of, market share. That's literally what exclusives are designed to do. They're designed to hold a market share, to build and create competition so people can fight for your money. When these corporations are fighting for your money and trying to win your money, that's when they generally perform the best games. So, you have a hard time to pick what you want to play. It's showing free games. We'll have a look. Before we get into this article, though, there was something I wanted to show you guys. Now, I don't know about you guys, right? But here's the thing. How do you think the results are going to go in a poll when a PlayStation-centric, X account does a poll asking which platform do you play on, keeping in mind you are a PlayStation-centric channel, and then when it's overwhelmingly PlayStation, they're actually surprised. I don't get this. I don't get this. Can someone please explain this to me? I don't understand this. My brain can't compute this. Hey guys, I'm a PlayStation-centric social account, and I know people that follow me are PlayStation fans. So I'm going to do a poll to see what platform they play on the most. I wonder what it could be. I don't know. This just this is just so weird. Gorsty, open in terms of the whole open platform. I think it only works if everyone's doing it. It doesn't work if one person is doing it and no one else is. Because at that point, they're getting all those games anyway, and then they're getting more. And so the question now becomes, do you want to deprive yourself of those games or not? When the other side is getting it. Do you know what I mean? So this system will only truly work if it's if it's give and take. And at the moment with Xbox, it's only give. At least that's how I see it. And for most people that are Xbox fans, I'm guessing now that's how they feel. But for me, it's never been about the gatekeeping side of things. I just personally believe that if you design a game for one specific platform, you are going to get a better experience and a better product at the end of it. Trying to create something for 10 different specs as opposed to one will always win. There's just no doubt about that. Of course you're a Banisher. You're a PlayStation fan. That goes without saying. Leaf, I've seen some really evil levels in Mario Maker 2, man. Nobody would have bought a PS5 for first party exclusives. They would. That's why it's selling. I mean, they didn't just magically sell or ship, I should say, 92 million for, the power of Grayskull. They're clearly selling. Go with the weaker platform to play games available everywhere. I mean, I get that. Hey, Rabbi. Well, apparently, according to Tom Warren, Sarah Bond got rid of everyone that was pretty much at the marketing level, and basically she became the marketing manager. No. These aren't doing anything for me. Can you make me a strong coffee? Thanks. Oh yeah.
She's in love with the dog. I can't believe her reaction.
That's good.
Yeah, she said she can't wait to see her on Saturday.
That's good.
I'm surprised. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, by the way, Steve, thanks for that recommendation for the NVMe. I ended up picking it up. I just haven't installed it yet because I haven't had time today. I'll do that tomorrow, I think, when I'm a little more awake. Finally getting a 2TB NVMe. Woo! Good evening, Grey Fox. She's doing well, man. I was pretty much there for the most of today, and yeah, she's doing a little better. She just can't really move because she's in so much pain. But otherwise, she's doing well. Wait. Who's the second Nintendo? Own up. Who's the second Nintendo? Yeah, I thought what you said was right, man. For the first time, I'm going to agree with you. The £20 difference was definitely worth it. I was going to go proper tight and be skimpy about it, but we're talking 20 quid here. You twisted my arm, 20 quid was definitely worth it. Gorsty is... Ah, man, Gorsty, you absolutely disappoint me. You absolutely disappoint me, man. You absolutely disappoint me. You should be like me and not buy Nintendo games at all, man. Definitely be like me and don't buy any Nintendo games. That's all I'm saying. You need to be like me. And just completely and utterly avoid Nintendo games. You know, we don't buy Nintendo games here, right? We don't buy no Nintendo games at all. Like, none of them. We buy no Nintendo games here. So, that's pretty... Yeah, you know, you should be more like me. Yeah. Yep. Why would you play it?
What? What's wrong with the cup? It's a mug.
Do you know how many times this is going to get screenshotted the moment I try to drink it?
What?
That was so purposefully done.
No, it wasn't.
Let me see. Can I do it off camera? Yep, I can do it off camera. Dignity saved. Only 5? Hey, I'm not walking over to the cupboard over there to show what Nintendo games I don't have. If you wasn't so cheap, Chaos, you'd have got a 32 terabyte. Isn't that like 2-3 grand? I need to open your website. Why do I need to open your website? Look, all I'm saying, Susanna, is that I've been going to the school of Gorsty, and I've picked up a few things. So I neither deny or accept those accusations. 11 grand! 11 grand! Mate, what is he doing? Oh, let's have a look. Alright, let me have a quick look at this. Make sure the audio is set correctly. Jeez, man. 11 grand. How much would that have been like 2 years ago before the AI apocalypse? Realistically. How much would that have been? About a grand? Did they fall off the same van? Nah, this was a different van, man. I had to up my game. That one was tagged too much. I got so many reward points saved up. I can pre-order Rebirth for... That's not bad at all. No, they have always been expensive as hell. Yeah, 2 terabytes should be enough. Let's have a look. So we have this over here that Rabbi sent over. So I'll go back to the Clobrew thing in a second. Aaron Greenberg posted an emotional day here for the team. So much love and appreciation for all Phil has done over the years for the team and gaming. Lots of optimism hearing commitments from Asher around great games, the return of Xbox, and her dedication to lead and learn into the next 25 years. See, I really think that over the next few weeks, she needs to come out and tell people what that direction is. Or you're going to get idiots and bellends like that Paul guy or whatever his name is coming out and saying, oh, this is the death of Xbox. It's clearly obvious that this is the death of Xbox. It's just, you know, the whole Xbox is dead dialogue is just getting so boring now and cringe. It's not even a, you know, I get most people used to get triggered by it, but now it's just noise at this point. All right, let's listen.
The new CEO of Microsoft gave Ashish Sharma to stay, and you can see.
Let's full screen now.
The new CEO of Microsoft.
Oh, what's this all about then? Rabbi? End of an era and start of something new. Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. Man, Sarah got done dirty, but I don't care what anyone says. They scapegoated Sarah like there's no tomorrow. They just yeeted her straight out. That was a waste of time. How does Aaron Greenberg still have a job? I don't. Hey man, all I know is none of those people like me, so I'm good with it. I just check the news. It's Phil passing on the baton of my Xbox CEO to Asha. And personally, I don't think it matters whether she's video, you know, she's a gamer or not. I really don't think that matters at all. I know people are kind of hooked up on that. I don't think that matters at all. I do think, you know, Phil getting pushed over like a post-it note on a Friday evening randomly was a bit silly. I think he deserved. I think he deserved better than that. But you know, I blame the Series S at the end of the day. The Series S clearly, you know, is at fault here. Phil came to pick up his check. I have no doubts. I blame Chaos for Phil and Sarah leaving. Do you know what? None of them wanted to talk to me. I did tell Steve to try and convince Phil because that's his buddy, but he still said no. And at the end of the day, you can't blame me. You gotta blame Steve. Same thing, man. Same thing. By the way, does anyone know if Astral Chain is any good? Like, is it a good game? They took Sarah's jacket. Revan, they literally just completely and utterly just disregarded Sarah entirely. Now, whether they're blaming her for it or not, like, here's the thing, but it really feels like she is being targeted for this. Now, don't get me wrong. If what they're saying is that, you know, this whole Xbox everywhere, this is an Xbox multi-plat, was all Sarah's fault and they're really not happy with it and they want to, you know, they basically pushed her out because they want to course correct and then they go back to exclusives and all this and all that. Do you know what? Maybe there's something there. But if they continue down the same path that they're going now with very minimal changes, almost nothing, and still follow the same track, then what exactly did she do that they weren't happy with? Do you know what I mean? It needs to make sense. Yeah, I'm trying to win it on eBay, but the guy won't accept an offer bid and won't even counter. I'm gonna need Gorsty to go around there at some point in the middle of the night. It's an old game, but they still want 26 quid for it, plus £2 shipping. 30 quid for a hell of an old game. 40 quid for Xenoblade Chronicles. They're mental. But yeah, like, do you know? You're understanding where I'm coming from. I don't like the fact that they're just actively blaming Sarah for this when clearly Satya Nadella signed off on everything, right? It doesn't make sense to me. It'll be in your inbox before the end of play. Oh God, I almost spilt it. No, 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 no. Okay. He did not respond. Sucks. Yeah, it's expensive. I don't understand. I've already had Fable cancelled, John. You want more cancelled? Do it, Steve. Get Uncle Phil to do it. Do it. But I wanted to read this. I just wanted to go through this because I haven't fully read this personally myself. But in fact, I haven't read it at all. I know there's another article from Tom Warren that I covered in my video yesterday. It's a really long video because there's a lot to cover. So I don't want to go through a lot of the article because the video's there. You can go check it out. But I will kind of summarize some of that article. But Clobo here says, in her first public words to the Xbox team, new Xbox head Asher Sharma outlines 3 commitments. Great games, the return of Xbox, and the future of play. During the last 2 years, Xbox created significant trust. Wait, what? Oh, okay, I should probably read that whole sentence because that confused me. During the last 2 years, Xbox created significant trust and believability issues, in particular with the loyal Xbox community, which is fair. No, go back. Don't be. Wait. What happened? What happened? Okay, there we go. I always said this was one of the core problems Xbox created, not even a strategy shift itself. My feeling is that all of this began with the Xbox Business Update in February 2024 and the famous Just for Games. Look, we can listen to that over and over again. I should take note of what Susano has said. What did Susano say? I don't have 5 eyes and I can't see what Susano said. Was not even at the damn company when those decisions were made. I know. And I'm going to get to that. Because for once, right? For once, Nibs actually made a good post. Right? And I'm going to go through Nibs's bibliography, which actually goes through a lot of this, and he summed it up really well. But let's go through this first. When it was Just for Games, Phil also said, we're going to see what it means for the business. That means it's not just for games. He's literally telling you that if these games make us money, more will come. Right? When you turn around and say we will see what it means for the business, if those 4 games made no money, no more games were going to go. I think we can all agree on this. Sarah paid the Xbox tax? Mate, she paid more than the Xbox tax. Hey, Talos. A stopped clock is right twice a day, I guess. You see? I don't know who you're trying to insult there, but as long as it's not me, Gorsty, I agree. From this day on, Xbox forgot on how to compete and being honest with your customers. No. See, the problem with what Phil was doing is he's a great wordsmith, right? He knows how to speak without saying nothing. He also knows how to speak without actually giving anything definitive. He's very good at doing that. That takes a lot of talent to be able to speak paragraphs and still say nothing. Trust me. You guys have been listening to it every week and you're still coming back with me saying nothing. I guess I'm good at it too. But hey, let's continue. How to... none of those 4 games was Starfield though. But they weren't. The 4 games weren't Starfield. Xbox forgotten how to compete and being honest with your customers, your fans. Xbox has always been a business, but from this day on, they stopped trying to hide that. There are public statements during that time frame being made that stand in contradiction to the actions Xbox took just a few months later. This isn't a change in exclusivity strategy for us. It clearly was. We can give those teams time regarding Rare on Everwild. Let us have competition. They didn't want competition. I could go on and on. The point is, Xbox fans couldn't trust statements being made by the company. It feels like it wasn't actually Xbox making these decisions anymore. July 2nd, 2025 has been another horrific day for Xbox, one which I feel like Xbox still hasn't really recovered from until this day. The initiative closed, Perfect Dark cancelled, Rare hit with layoffs, Everwild cancelled, Forza Motorsport practically halted, multiple projects cancelled, and yet another major mass layoff for Xbox within 18 months. Well, really, the people in charge of overseeing this project should have been gone, but, you know, they got rid of the whole studio. They didn't have nothing after 5 years. Rare layoffs was weird, but Everwild got cancelled, so there's no work for them, which sucks, but it is. Forza Motorsport was just flopped, and no one cared for it at all, and no one wanted it. So, you know, layoffs were inevitable. It sucks in this day and age, but it is what it is. The culmination of corporate greed and project management, the refusal to let greatness emerge through a willingness to take risks. Risks are just something a lot of companies can't do right now. It's really that simple. You take a risk and it flops, the studio closes down. That's what a risk means. I understand adjustments may be needed from time to time, and yes, that includes game cancellations. The scale here is shocking though, and so is the way all of this goes public. Yeah, that's the part I don't get, man. The way like this stuff is instantly made public is crazy. What these corporations should do is actually feed people different bits of information, different teams with different bits of information, and the moment that information goes public, you know which one it is, and then you just fire them instantly. That's what I would do. And then that will send a clear message to anyone else wanting to leak something, because then they'll never know if only they were given that piece of information. That's what I would do, personally. Also, wasn't Indiana Jones that was the 5th? Hey, look. At least I own it, right? Inflation caused a lot of these problems. Uh, yes and no. I think, honestly, it's also, I think that, you know, gamers in general want to see something photorealistic when they're playing. And if something looks cartoonish, they're just not interested. Like right now on Steam, you've got this campaign going on called Steam Fest, right? Or Next Fest, I think it's called. I've downloaded about 8 or 9 games, which I'm going to be checking out that I think are cool and doing content on them. But one of the ones that I'm actually trialing out at the moment is...
Saw a video by Alana Pierce called Phil is leaving Xbox and she's having a breakdown saying this is the end of video games. She had tears in her eyes and was in total panic mode.
Hey, G-Mania, first of all, thank you for the 10. I get it. Phil has made a massive impact in the industry. I mean, he saved Xbox. People may turn around and say that Phil killed, destroyed Xbox, but without Phil, we would not have Xbox right now. I mean, that much is guaranteed. So, like I said, I'm not happy with the way they got rid of Phil. It was a footnote on a Friday evening. He got, his announcement that he's retiring was like like an average Joe, and I just don't feel, based on his contribution, that was the right way to handle it. I just think it was so off. But this goes back to the whole leaking thing, right? Apparently, word got out in Microsoft that he was retiring, and so people started talking immediately. What Microsoft should have done is found out who these people were, which segment it was coming from, and then just pit them all together in the survival of fitness. Who's going to squeal on who, or you just get rid of the whole department and send a message out. Leakers aren't accepted anymore. Because that's been Microsoft's biggest problem. Just the amount of stuff that gets leaked and goes public. And whether it's real or not is bad. But I can totally understand Alana being upset, though. Because Phil was a staple for Xbox. And I do believe that he was fighting the good fight as best as he could. And I also believe that he was asked to leave. I don't believe he retired. I mean, he has technically retired, but I don't believe that it was of his own free volition. I think he was given a choice of, you leave now, or you don't want to know what's going to come next. That's just my opinion, personally. You don't just get rid of someone like that. The same thing with Jim Ryan, right? Jim Ryan's retirement just came out of nowhere. He didn't get retired. He wasn't retired. The failure of all the live service was the reason that he got booted. Anyway, I understand adjustments need to be made from time to time, and yes, that includes game concessions. The scale here is shocking, though, and so is the way a lot of this goes public. This is not what Xbox should be about. Suddenly it was all about being a business. Well, it is a bloody business. What did you think it was? Do you think that they're spending hundreds of millions just to jolly-wally themselves and think that they don't want to return? Like, what is this even talking about? It's always been a business. They want to make money. They're not in it for the fun. They're not in it for anything else, or the pro-consumerism. If Microsoft believed that they could get all that money without being pro-consumer, they would do that. And every Xbox user started to feel that's on every end. I already outlined several problems Xbox customers directly face today. By an obvious deprioritization of the Xbox Series X and S. I mean, that's obvious, right? We all know that the console has been deprioritized. That is obvious. Led by an enormous Game Pass price hike, which was silly, in my opinion. They should have just added a Call of Duty tier for those that were interested. The Xbox multi-platform shift has led to an obvious devaluation of the Xbox brand. Again, I agree. As I already described in the past. Asha Sharma refers to one of her commitments on the road ahead as the return of Xbox. For there to being a return, you first need to come to the point of realizing that you lost your way. I mean, they did sacrifice Halo after all, and that is what Phil said. If we lose Halo, we lose Xbox. So, there's a correlation there. And this is the first time in those last 2 years that I've seen this community honestly. I've seen this common honesty at Xbox. And maybe, hopefully, it's the first step to correct course. I think the general strategy for Xbox goal ahead stands and won't change. But how we get there is up to future actions. See, and this goes back to my whole point. No, this is Clobril. We haven't even got to Nibs yet. And this goes back to the whole point that I was making, right? She's made these statements now. She needs to come out and say what the direction is. This industry needs a strong competing Xbox, and this industry needs a strong Xbox console, a gaming corporation that takes risks, allows their studios to go wild, innovate with fresh platform features, hardware that pushes everyone else in the industry to do better. See, the problem with this is Game Pass. Game Pass does not fund studios. And as such, those studios need to sell games, and they're not selling enough on Xbox because people are using Game Pass. And I don't blame them, because if I've got Game Pass, I simply very, very, very rarely buy the game, right? I've got no need to because I got it on my sub-service. Unless I didn't finish it and I've got a save on there, then I'll pick it up. So they kind of have to, at this point, push the games out further. And if it's not selling on PC, then they have to go further. So that's something that they do need to tackle and find a solution for. Maybe give some of that currency for that month when the game gets released to those studios as collateral for cannibalizing those sales. But right now, them not getting anything, as per what Phil Spencer said, just isn't it. When Xbox was just allowed to do its things, great stuff happened. And an industry-leading backward compatibility initiative, customer-friendly cross-buy innovations, play anywhere, and affordable way to access games with Game Pass, Xbox Live, Xbox giving their studios freedom is refreshing. The Series X is an incredibly well-designed console. It's actually one of my favorite-looking consoles. And so much more. That's competition. That's the Xbox everyone wants to see. Okay, we're almost at the end of this. As of writing these lines, I've already exchanged some words with Asha Sharma. I'm sure more will follow. But for now, I wish her all the best and a lot of energy for the path ahead. There are incredible people working, blah, 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 blah. So it's all PR talk. Asha will steer into a new era, steering Microsoft, blah, blah, blah. Allow me a few personal comments. I've had incredible moments with Xbox. Personal highlights include XO19 in London. Hey, I was actually at that XO19. That was awesome. I wish they did more of those. They didn't really come back again. Maybe because they saw me and said, F this, I'm never coming back to London again. But it was a great experience at XO19. So many Xbox Gamescom opportunities. Aaron Greenberg always being supportive, except to me, because that guy probably hates me and won't even follow me. Phil giving me a shout out because Phil loves everyone except me. Xbox Games Showcase 2023 in LA, and so much more, including things I'll never be able to talk about. Back in 2021, I've been given opportunities to work together with the Xbox. Oh yeah, I've seen that. All right. I'm with Xbox for 25 years. I've been there since day one. My entire gaming legacy is built around it. Okay, so this is just a personal take. It's a decent... I get what he's trying to say there, and ultimately it comes down to if Sarah was responsible, they need to course correct and revert, right? That's what it comes down to. But this is now where Nibs comes in, and Nibs is way shorter. The Verge has an article up by Tom Warren. This is the one that I made a video on. Unfortunately, I believe this could be Xbox running indirect PR to bolster Asha Sharma and scapegoat blame onto Sarah Bond, which I believe is happening for Xbox's recent performance. And what I don't like, right? What I don't like is the fact that I'm seeing now a lot of people who were gung-ho, full supportive of Sarah, now turning around and calling her, the destroyer of Xbox and stuff like this. Like, the way people have flip-flopped just because Microsoft have told them to flip-flop is pretty awful. And all this time that, PlayStation fans have been turning around and saying that Xbox fans just flip-flop and go with the Pied Piper tune of whatever the brass say they will do, they're only proving them right by doing that. I think it's pretty awful. Maybe you can get Phil on the show now that he's retired. Hey, maybe now, maybe. Steve, hook it up, man. Hook it up. Steve, I know you're there, buddy. Hook us up. He's your BFF. I think Play Anywhere is great. There's nothing wrong with Play Anywhere. I think it's a fantastic service. Right? There are numerous factors that have me theorizing this. For a start, the article attempts to pin the blame of Xbox prioritizing cloud over console on Sarah Bond. Now, in 2019, Sarah wasn't at Xbox. She wasn't at Microsoft, and Phil was talking about cloud gaming, play your devices anywhere, at the, was it E3 back then or Xbox Showcase or whatever it was. In 2019, Phil was actually talking about cloud gaming for xCloud, play your games on any device anywhere. So to say that that was Sarah Bond doing it is an absolute lie. You know, it's not like people can't find this information. I understand that Bond's strategy had been failing internally and being questioned multiple times. Bond had tried to push mobile and cloud over console to reach potentially millions more Xbox customers. The problem with that is that Tom Warren himself has an article from back in June 2023 titled Microsoft Sacrificed the Series X sales for long-term ambition in the cloud. And in 2019, they were showing off the xCloud capabilities. Right? So there is that as well. Honestly, the Play Anywhere and multi-plat for those games is genius, especially because consoles are not growing. They're not. Look, for me, you know, in terms of exclusivity, right? Because I have all platforms, it's not that big of a deal for me because I'll just play my games anyway. It becomes a bigger problem when you're only stuck on Xbox. Now, the alternative is to get rid of your Xbox and go buy a platform that's going to get everything anyway, and that's it. I just think it needs to be two ways. If Microsoft is giving games to PlayStation, PlayStation in turn should be giving games to Xbox, and that way it becomes a lot more palatable. It's just not fair when it comes to one side doing it and not the other side. As a business, though, Microsoft gives no shits. At the end of the day, they're just hoping that they're making more money. But from a consumer perspective, you start questioning, why am I going to continue buying an Xbox? And it's a valid question. If option A is not getting all the games and option B is getting all the games, then you have yourself a little bit of a dilemma, right? Hey, Portal player, how's it going? PC gaming was great. Look, I tell you what, if this RAM apocalypse that happened right now, you know, the whole shortage in RAM, and you have Steve in chat to blame for that, by the way. He went and decided that he was going to buy all the RAM chips in the world so he can spike up the prices. He's even the one that suggested that people should go buy DDR4 and then DDR3 and then got those to raise in price as well. Guy is a pure, you know, he played the world. You know, if that didn't happen, and you can blame Steve for that, if that didn't happen, I think PC gaming right now would have overtaken everything. People would be building their PCs left, right, and center. I hope you feel better, Paul. But building a new PC today is not too expensive, but the graphics card is going to set you back. Like, I recently just got my PC, right? I bought, albeit I bought the 9950X3D, which is the top end AMD processor. I think it was like £560. I bought a motherboard for about 200, so that's 700. Bought an all-in-one cooler for I think 120, so 880. Just bought memory for 200, so that's £1,000. Was there anything else that I bought? Motherboard, cooler. Oh, I didn't have to buy. I did buy a stick of RAM for 220 quid, but I ended up not needing it, so it's going up nicely in price. So once it gets to like 800, I'll sell it. Might as well, right? Fund my graphics card. My old PC had DDR5 RAM sticks in there, and I didn't even know. So I got lucky with the RAM. So essentially, for £1,000, I was able to upgrade my PC to something decent, something a lot more modern. And I'm happy with it. So if you shop around, you can actually find good prices, but it's way more expensive now than it would be. And the RAM is just absolutely murking everything. So that's what stalled PC growth. I've got my 3090 Ti. So that's still fine for now. The CPU helps me bump up my frame rate by like 10 frames on a lot of the games I'm playing, so that's good enough for me. Anyway, let's continue. In the article, he shared an email from Phil Spencer in 2020 that was part of the FTC leaks, in which Phil wrote, "From a strategy perspective, I believe in our trade-offs for cloud and content in gaming over console volume," and added, "With our strategy and opportunity, console volume will still be the thing we constrain to grow our long-term ambition." This was basically before Sarah even went there. So that strategy started long before Sarah got there. So we actually already know for a fact that Phil Spencer was prioritizing cloud over console. So the fact that they're saying Sarah was doing this and this was all Sarah's idea is an absolute lie, because we know this through the FTC leaks and just through other documentation. All the way back in 2020, 3-4 years before Sarah Bond even was even head of Xbox, and Tom Warren himself wrote the article on it, which, I guess he forgot. Further, Sarah Bond was promoted to Microsoft Gaming CEO in October 23, years after xCloud had already come into play, and several months after porting work on PS5 Xbox games had already begun, based on LinkedIn excerpts. Both Tim Stewart and Satya Nadella had also indicated they were interested in a larger multi-platform push around that time too. If you remember, there was that whole talk show that they had with all of them there, and that's where Satya was counting all the platforms where the games were going. And both Satya and Phil had spoken about the importance of mobile previously too. All of this was spoken before. Right? All of this was spoken before. Do you know what, Sanchez? I agree. 100%, dude. 100%. 100%. Always will be, Jason. We have some waifu games on Xbox, Raychii. There's still hope for us. Which, again, all puts holes in the narratives with this new article. Lest we remember, Xbox console market share decline and Game Pass growth stagnation also predates Sarah Bond becoming Xbox head. That's the part that I don't... Well, console market share, sure, but the Game Pass stagnation, I'm not sure about, because we don't have numbers. This is all just hearsay, right? In any case, The Verge reports Xbox employees are relieved Sarah Bond is leaving Microsoft. So why didn't any of these employees come out before, since they're anonymous, and make these statements? Why now? Why are they coming out now to say that they are relieved that Sarah Bond is leaving Microsoft, and they didn't come out a month ago and report how she is a complete and utter tyrant at work? Why now? This all feels coordinated, right? All of this, there's a thing we usually say. Does it pass the smell test? And I just don't think this does. Most of the current and former Xbox employees I've spoken to in recent days are relieved that Bond is leaving Microsoft. I've heard from multiple sources that Bond has been tough to work with and built a team structure that meant if you didn't follow the vision or questioned it, you were out. Most have praised her ability to strike partnerships with companies and developers, though. I wrote in December 24 that Bond had staked her career reputation on the idea of Xbox being everywhere across multiple platforms and devices, because that's what she knows, right? She came from EE, if I'm not mistaken, and their pretty much whole thing is to be everywhere. This also involved carefully managing her image, both internally and externally, making her appear to be a gamer like Phil Spencer. In reality, she wasn't. I think everyone could see that anyway. I understand that Bond's strategy had been failing internally and been questioned multiple times. Bond had tried to push mobile and cloud over console to reach potentially millions more Xbox customers, but the result has been a classic case of chasing tomorrow's customers by neglecting today's. To be fair, that wasn't Bond's fault. Google lost the case to have the Xbox app installed on Android, formally. But Google managed to get a year's extension on that, and the courts agreed. Nothing Sarah Bond could have done that. She won the case. That's it. It's literally on a time trial now, on a time limit to expire, and then they can do it. So that's really not her fault. So was Sarah Bond the primary champion of the multi-platform strategy, one she bullishly pursued? I don't think so. Or is this a hit piece that attempts to scapegoat Sarah Bond for strategies pursued by Phil or higher-ups, which email and other evidence as far back as 2020 indicate? Honestly, I don't think Phil is... I mean, Phil really had much to do with this, considering he was pretty much pushed out himself. I think this was all Satya's doing. They just wanted to pin it on someone, and they pinned it on Sarah, and she's been the scapegoat. Who eats... Whoa, 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 whoa! Who eats the Babis? PS5 Blues? No, I don't remember that. She was a COD addict. I don't know. I never really followed these guys, these CEOs like that. I just wasn't interested. I know people idolized them the moment they came out, and you know that picture that you see from I think it's Commando, where Arnie's holding the bazooka, and they replaced the head with Phil Spencer holding the Xbox Series X. I mean, after 24 hours of Asher being announced, they had that same picture with Asher's face on it. It's so weird, man. That sort of energy is just weird. You can't escape the allegations at that point. You gotta call it for what it is, man. It's just weird. I mean, that's the type of thing I expect Steve to do, but even he didn't do it. Satya definitely scapegoated Phil and Sarah to investors as their fault, while Satya is to blame. I think this is all Satya's fault. This is his... What's happened to Xbox now is Satya's vision. And it didn't work. But the key thing here now, as far as I'm concerned, is if they're trying to blame all of this on Sarah Bond and say it was all her fault, all her doing and all of this, I expect a complete U-turn course correction. Nothing less will prove to me that they genuinely stand behind their words. And they're not going to do that. Sarah Bond didn't pass to the left? What do you mean? Dude, I don't know if Sarah plays games or not. Like I said, I never bother checking these things. I think people going and kind of perving over other people's gamer accounts is weird. It's weird energy. I see PlayStation fans doing it all the time. Show me your gamer score. Show me your platinum score. That's weird energy, man. I got the 500 platinums that I jerked over. Like, what the hell? That's some weird type of energy, man. What's up, Calendros? I'll never get that. I'll never understand that. Just play what you want to play. Even if it's one game that you really absolutely love and you want to play for the rest of your life, do it. Gaming is supposed to be fun. You can't. I'm doing good, man. I got a S1 MEF. I bought it. I bought the S1 through the Coral. I think I might, if she's still there, I think I might go for S2. It was Sarah Bond. She says movies are woke, dude. People just need to get past that, man. She's there to make money for the company, and that's it. Such is here to make money for shareholders. I mean, that's it. That's what they're there for. Xbox bad, Sarah Bond bad. I don't see why it's. I mean, I just think whatever's happening now with this whole situation, they kind of need to come out and say a direction, because the longer this continues, the more it's going to go on. Right? The more it's just going to. The more it's going to just escalate in speculation, and it's pointless. Death Stranding 2 just purchased 53 pounds on CD keys. Would be rude not to. Man, there's so many games I want to buy, man. I want to buy the Atelier Ryza trilogy. I want to buy Trails Chapter 1. Too much money, man. I want to buy the game I mentioned for Switch earlier on, and Xenoblade Chronicles. And then there's Resident Evil 9 as well. Do you know what, Steve? I might just do that. Sarah Bond quit, and people asking why she wasn't at Phil's party today. You mean? Hey, Sarah Bond got done dirty. That's the reality. I'm hyped for Masters of the Universe beat 'em up. Hey man, looks cool. I wish that Atelier Ryza DX trilogy would release on Xbox. The newest Atelier game did. Yeah, that flopped hard, didn't it? The newest Atelier game. Which was dumb, because if they put the Ryza series on there, it would have done well. Even if they put Ryza 1 as a test, it would have done well. But apparently Yumiya, I bought it. You know, I did my part. I bought it retail. But it flopped. TLDR, Phil and Sarah got booted. Sarah is now being scapegoated. A new woman who loves AI has come in place. She's now making claims that she's going to bring Xbox back to its glory days. And now people want to know what that means. Yeah, not that type of party, Steve. If Aja is willing to take Xbox branding back to its roots, then I prefer her over Phil and Sarah. I mean, maybe. The reality is, if Phil didn't do what he did at the time, Xbox wouldn't exist now. I think people do need to understand that. And, you know, that isn't just some small undertaking or just a play on words. If Phil hadn't done what he did at the time, right? If he didn't do what he did at the time, Xbox today likely wouldn't exist. So I think people shouldn't dismiss the contribution that Phil had towards Xbox overall. Sure, he made mistakes, and sure, you know, no person is perfect. But I believe that his contribution and his, you know, positive dealings way outdo the bad things that happened. That's the only type of party? What do you mean? My kid just had a birthday party. There wasn't no strippers there. I don't know. It's just weird energy, man. But I thought what was being said there was a little bit weird. Wait, who's that in the background? It's like this statement here, right? I do feel like Sarah is being a tad scapegoated a bit here. Even if the This Is an Xbox campaign was hers, there were people higher up the chain that should have recognized how much of a bad idea it was. And that's the point I don't like, right? She has to get it signed off. She can't just make these decisions on her own. Satya would have had to sign off on this. So how can they blame her for doing it when Satya authorized it? I think Asha and knew what was happening. That's why she started playing games. Well, this is the thing. She's already admitted that that 10,000 gamer score isn't hers. She said that, you know, her family and stuff use the same profile, and as such, it's a shared account. She's now created separate accounts for her family. But that 10,000 in a month was a ruse. It was very deceitful, and it put her in a better light than people expected her to be in. And she got called out for it. And she admitted it. You got to take risks. No risk, no reward. I mean, yo, Gorsty, how's that remember that risk you took all that time ago? For that contraption that, you know, does stuff to grass? Has it paid off? Look at what you made me do, Sarah. Satya. It kind of feels like that, right? Ah, yeah, that one. We don't really talk about it. We don't give any specifics, but we know what we're referring to. Your garden's looking good. That's what we like to hear. What do you mean, Riven? Let's see. I did have a couple more things on this topic before I move on, but overall, I mean, is there anything else that people want to mention before I move on topics? Let's put that there. This guy. I want to cover this guy as well. That's kind of big news. Here it is. This is what I was talking about. This, right? This right here. 2019. There was no Sarah Bond. Listen to what's being said.
Game Pass Ultimate.
In 2019, Sarah Bond started coming up. Wait, Sarah was at Xbox in 2019? Within Xbox and Microsoft with lots of potential and building game. In 2019? Man, this guy's on drugs. Never mind, I'll move on from that. This wasn't what I was talking about. Jesus. Guy thinks Sarah was at Xbox in 2019. Idle Sloth. No, you're right. She was there. I'm the one that's being dumb. She was in, yeah, around 2020. But this is the point that I didn't like. If the reports are true, looking back at Bond's legacy in 26, she did more damage to Xbox than Don Matrick did in 2013. Like, people have completely done a 180 on her. But there's this other guy called Seamus Blackley. He's a CEO, original Xbox co-founder, console designer Seamus Blackley. And this guy, this one over here, decides that now's the time that he's going to come out and basically say Xbox bad. Does anyone know what Seamus was doing? Well, does anyone know what Seamus has been doing recently? I'm going to have a look at that now, Susano. But Xbox, like a lot of businesses that aren't the core AI business, is being sunsetted. Like, since when? They don't say that, but that's what's happening. I expect that the new CEO, her job is going to be as a palliative care doctor who said, like, literally, this guy is just looking for his 5 minutes of fame, which is really, sad to see. It would be shocking if they had somebody in there in a meaningful role who was passionate about games, passionate about the creator-driven business of games, because it would be in a direct conflict with everything Microsoft was doing. See, I disagree with that. Sometimes I feel you need to look at things objectively rather than subjectively, and that's what she's going to be really good at, because she's not a gamer. Microsoft, the company, is now enabling its customers by enabling AI to drive things. Blackley reiterated that's at odds with the Auteur model. I mean, everyone is using AI. People just need to get over it. Blackley described Spencer as managing the beast so that he could continue to try to do the right thing for games until that finally just wore him out. Yeah, I just think there's so much bollocks with this Blackley guy, but a certain camp is glazing him like crazy. Alright, let's see what this is going on here. Because, oh no, we can't have that. How does that actually look? Do you know what? It's going to have to do for now. It doesn't look as bad as I thought it would look. Alright, here comes Recore, the first Xbox Play Anywhere title. This week's launch of Recore. Wait, that's a really old game, right? The new offering from the genius behind such games. Wait, is this an old? This is 2016. Was this the first Xbox Play Anywhere title? I thought it was Quantum Break. There's another video by Susano. What? How to securely deploy computer user agents? Oh, you mean the one from Paul Tassi? Oh, that one. The one that I posted, I actually had in my video not that long ago. When I was talking about Play Anywhere, started a long, long time ago. Is it the Scon Henson live? Maybe this one? I can get rid of dark mode
Now,
for stock
millions
mode.
of gamers, since we launched the Xbox 360 worldwide last year, have experienced
This?
what true integration means with Xbox Live on the Xbox 360 platform. From the moment I turn on the console, whether it's games or entertainment, I'm instantly connected into the Xbox Live network. Now here what you're going to see is I'm starting up a game of Shadowrun, and my gamer tag, Avenger, is going to instantly log into the Xbox Live service. This is something you
480p!
Now, once I'm logged into the service, connecting to my friend...
Guys, this is 480p. It's a bit quiet. I'm just going to be right back real quick. Let me know if the audio is okay, though.
And to the community is really simple. One press of the button, and I get instant access to the Xbox 360 guide. And here you'll see the guide that you're familiar with today.
Big Final Fantasy gamer tag. Let's go, baby! Be right back. That was officially endorsed by Steve as well. I knew he loved Final Fantasy. Capo. Alright, I needed a drink. What's going on? Want me to share your real feelings about Final Fantasy 11 on the 360 was big.
And your friends list. Now, when I bring up the friends list, I want you to notice a subtle but powerful difference. Now what I'm seeing is no matter what the platform, whether it's Windows Vista, whether it's mobile, I have instant access to seeing what my friends are up to. And they could be working, they could be playing, they could be listening to music, they can be watching movies. So Bill, what's really cool about this now is that I can connect with my friends. In this case, you'll see Major Nelson, who's actually working on Windows Vista. What's that all about? It's E3. So why don't I invite him to play a game? So I'm going to send Major Nelson an invitation, and it's just as simple as it is today. Right? I hit the button, I send the cross-platform game invite, one click of the button.
So he's not on his Xbox, he's actually over on the Windows PC.
Exactly.
And what'll that look like?
Well, so once we extend this community to the hundreds of millions of gamers on Windows Vista, let's take a look at Major Nelson's desktop. So, of course, as we saw, he's working. Can you believe that?
But this isn't Play Anywhere. This is just cross-play, right? This is different to Play Anywhere. Play Anywhere was introduced in 2016.
What is that? So now what you'll see on the right side of the Windows Vista desktop is, in the Windows Vista sidebar, is his integrated friends list, just like you were talking about earlier, right? One friends list, one identity.
Mate, Vista was so bad, man. Looking at what Windows used to be and looking at what it is now, apologies for the blurry screen. The video is only available in 480p. But that's awful, man. Can you imagine we used to actually use this abomination?
Again, multiple platforms completely integrated. Now, right below that integrated friends list, you'll actually see Major Nelson's gamer card. And an important point here, one gamer tag, no matter what the platform is. And when I'm on Windows Vista, I can be working on my reputation. I could be boosting up my gamer score.
Not wrong.
Now, remember the game invite that I sent just a second ago, Bill? What you're going to notice when it pops up is you'll see my gamer card that's a part of that invitation. And here it is, Avenger.
Man, how
popping
can
up.
anyone
Again,
read
my
that?
reputation, you'll see I want to play Shadowrun. One click and we could be in the game. Or, in this case, Major Nelson can actually do a head-to-head comparison. And here you see the guide on Windows Vista. And what you'll notice in the guide is you can actually do a head-to-head achievement comparison, one achievements list across Shadowrun, no matter whether I'm unlocking those achievements on Windows or whether I'm unlocking them on Xbox 360. And of course, as I said, getting in the game, Bill, is super simple. One click of the mouse button, and I'm instantly in. No NAT traversals, no IP addresses, no port forwarding, none of that kind of stuff. And as a gamer, Bill, what's really cool about this is that I get to use the controls I feel most comfortable with. If I like the keyboard and mouse on Windows, hey, great.
You see the difference between the two games, though? The one on the left has no textures at all. The one on the right has all the textures. It's almost like the one on the right just said, hey, give me everything you've got. You could just have a smooth skin, textureless wall palette.
If I like the controller, awesome. And in this experience, of course, I'll be able to real-time voice chat while we're playing cross-platform.
Well, I'm envious. I'm envious of that 5-star reputation you've got there.
Well, you're going to have to get online a little bit more.
Yeah, well, now we've got it on Windows. That'll help me and hundreds of millions of others. But what about people who mostly are just with their cell phone? Give us a sense of what that's going to be like.
Well, Bill, all of us have cell phones, right? Billions out there. Here's a new one. This is the Motorola Q phone, some of you might be familiar with.
Man, look at that phone, man. I was actually down the shopping center over the weekend where I took my son out for a day. And there was a store there, and they had I don't know if you guys remember it, the original Nokia face-off. I think it was like the 5110. Does anyone remember that? And I was trying to explain to my kid how this phone was all the rage back in the day, and it was like, why? And I said, because you could change the faceplate. And it was like, yeah, and I was like, yeah, that was the cool thing about it.
With Windows Mobile. And let me show you the Windows Mobile experience with this Live Anywhere Vision. Now, all of you are familiar with the Xbox Live Marketplace where you can download and try games and entertainment. Let's look at what that looks like on the cell phone. Here you see a custom-made, tailor-made marketplace where I can browse casual content, buy the content once, play it anywhere. Here I'm playing Zuma. Maybe I picked up the game from when I played it on Xbox 360. I see you smile. It's one of
See, that's true play anywhere right there.
your favorites. And of course, it's available to me anytime, anywhere. Now, hey, gamers don't live by games alone, right? I mean, we're about entertainment too. And maybe what I want to do is check out some new entertainment. So you see Madonna, you see The Fray. Of course, I can check out those videos on my cell phone, or I can kick off a high-definition download that's available on Windows Vista or available on Xbox 360 and get an experience that looks much like what you're seeing here. It's pretty cool.
If someone doesn't mind in my Discord, can you post me a link for a YouTube thing for the Nintendo Showcase? Or Tree, whatever it is.
So, again, one marketplace, no matter what the platform is, instant connection to my games and entertainment. And, of course, the gamer card, just like what you saw on Windows Vista, just like you saw on Xbox 360.
Kapo!
Here's Avenger.
Final
I could
Fantasy,
be working on my
let's
achievements
go!
list. I can connect with other gamers on the service, all from my mobile phone.
So you've given us a sense for the user, how it feels like as you move between the different devices. Also give us a sense now that we're opening this up for developers and they can think about their games in a new way.
Thanks, Bullets.
What kinds of things are we thinking that they'll be able to pull together?
This is a great point, and I think a question that's really left best to the game creators themselves. So what we did is we challenged the Forza Motorsport team to come up with, a vision of how would they take this new canvas and paint on it. So to kick that off, again, one friends list, my friends list like you saw on Xbox 360. There's Major Nelson again. He sent me a message. Now, it could be a text message or voice message, right? Could be. But in this case, actually what's inside that message is a car. Now, this is for us to go race later tonight. I can tweak out some of the performance. Let me open that up in the Forza Motorsport garage. And I'm going to tweak out a couple of the parameters here. And I'm going to save it off to the Xbox Live service. So, hey, I can go race that thing. Or, let me tweak it out a little bit more. Here what you're seeing is the paint shop. And I can share skins with people that are on the community. Right? Here's a skin at the top. And then there's
was
a
this
second one
something
here
that
as well.
they
Try that out on
wanted
my
to
car.
do,
Maybe
or
I
was
like it, maybe I
actually
don't.
available? I don't remember
Or what
any
I
of
can do
this.
is actually bring up the custom editor here, open up the paint shop and the decal editor, and apply that directly to my car. And of course, it's an Xbox 360 car. So let's put that on there, save it off to the service. And now, hey, we're off and racing. So here what you're seeing is a quick mock-up that the team put together, racing on Xbox 360, editing on Windows Vista, and tweaking out the car on the mobile phone. Now, this is just the beginning. I'm just super excited about this, right? I could be trading stuff on my cell phone. I could be doing command and control stuff from Windows Vista.
This stuff was more advanced back in the day than it is now.
Really? Well, hey, come join us across the street. Check it out. The future's a little closer than you might think.
Thanks, Scott. That looks really good.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, treehouse. There's no treehouse. It's not showing anything. Well, it hasn't started yet. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Not gonna lie. That's just more reporting on The Verge. We've got a few minutes. Apparently, Xbox-centric YouTuber Mr. Matty Plays. Wait, when was Mr. Matty Plays an Xbox-centric YouTuber? All I've seen him doing was be anti-ZeniMax, anti-Bethesda, and anti-Xbox. He's like a proper emo guy now, right? Like he hates everything. Or am I mistaken? Can you remember you could replace the aerial on the Nokia to the one that flashed? Yeah, I remember that, Tickle Beans.
This whole transition into new leadership, you should be highly skeptical of from top to bottom from multiple angles. A lot of the messaging around Asha Sharma when it comes to her Microsoft blog post is very much in opposition to any video I've watched of her online saying every application is going to be AI application or AI will fix fertility rates, but yet she's going to put in her big blog post that we're not going to do soulless AI slop for video games or she doesn't have room for bad AI. I think a lot of people are drinking the Kool-Aid on what's going on here, and I just really encourage before we go forward here, look at this with a skeptical eye. I want Xbox to be here, and I want them to be incredible because I think this industry is worse without Xbox. We've seen the generation PlayStation has had. If Xbox weren't here, we would be poking fun more at PlayStation, no doubt about it. But a lot of people are thinking we're going to get this stamp back again, and look, it's just going to be a long couple of years again. We're restarting the social media cycle. I'm already, like many other Xbox-centric creators who have a critical mind, getting harassed. Like, we're already getting back to that point here. So I just encourage those of you who are fans or not, approach this with some skepticism. I feel like it should be obvious that
this guy is so full of shit. Like, literally full of shit. Literally full of crap. Let's see. Oh, this one is pretty good. Elder Scrolls Online is getting Xbox Play Anywhere support, which means you can now transfer all your save across all devices. That is good. Because previously the experiences were individual between PC and console. Now it's not. I don't know why this wasn't done to begin with. But hopefully they'll do this like complete crossplay at some point. But this is definitely a good start, in my opinion. Yeah, you guys should talk about, go attack his hair. That's what you should be doing. One last one before I switch over to the Nintendo thing. Sony reportedly offered to make Crimson Desert a timed PlayStation exclusive and publish it. Pearl Abyss said no and chose to self-publish so it can launch on PS5, Xbox, and PC together. Now, this was news about 1.5 years ago. Why is this news again? Why is everyone talking about this? That was literally news 1.5 years ago. Not yesterday, not today. 1.5 years ago.
Hello, welcome to Nintendo Treehouse Live. Today we're going to be playing Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, plus Meet Up in Belleville Park. My name is Emily. I'm here today with Jose, Taryn, and Ethan, and we actually have a special guest. Ethan, will you please do the honors?
Special secret guest hiding
So
inside
what
of
is this show
wonderful
that we're
question
watching?
mark block. Yes, can I have a drum roll, please? It's the Talking Flower!
Wow.
The Talking Flower being the Flower Kingdom's very most talkative resident. Let's go ahead and get an introductory comment from the flower.
Bowser and his buds can't get us here, right?
No, they can't. We're safe from them.
Great observation.
Talking Flower can make comments on all kinds of things, some of them very unexpected. The things that come out of this Talking Flower's mouth will surprise
I don't know,
you.
man.
He can talk about things like time and the temperature in the
Do you
room
guys want
and
me to
stuff like that.
continue talking about the
He also
news, or you
speaks
guys want to
11
listen to what they're
which
saying?
is just a lot.
That's a lot.
Or you're
That's
only
wild.
interested in the games, and I can
Yeah, and also Talking Flower
talk
will
about
talk
a
intermittently
few bit more
on its own.
bits and pieces.
But just keep in mind that, like, for the purposes of demonstration today, we're actually going to ask him to pipe down just a little bit.
Yeah, so why don't we do that now, and then we'll get into the gameplay.
I'll keep quiet for a while.
Thank you, Talking Flower. And you can look forward to more for the Talking Flower when he comes out on March 12th. But as Ethan and Jose said, we're going to get into the game. So what are we starting with?
All right, so we're here in Camp Central. I'm playing as Rosalina, new to the cast, and we are here. Basically, you might recognize the music if you've been paying attention, but oh, look at that. We've got our friends from the Toad Brigade here. So this is the site
All right,
for the
cool, I'll
Toad
do that.
Brigade training camp. There are challenges that you can complete.
Otherwise, I think I'm going to literally fall asleep. Detective Seeds has information about Haven Studios. Look, go speak to Minnie about that. He's the one that's supposed to be providing me with a thing. It's not a Let's Play. There's going to be some trailers, but they're just showing some stuff on this game. Apparently, multiple contractors are not having their contracts extended, finishing out contracts in some cases. Person I talked to is no longer at the studio and has some separation time, according to them. It's believed that the contract would be extended based on work needing done. There are roughly 50 contractors at the studio. Unknown how many are being trimmed in this method. Development of Fair Games is not good. However, they did not tell me the studio was being closed to their knowledge at this time. They did state that the work needing done would require other contractors, so not extending the ones they have seems odd. They said the game's condition after playtest was concluded is not close to release and could not give me a time frame. Not sure if this is normal trim for them or a sign of something more. Coming soon, but Fair Games looks like it's in development hell. Yeah, this is the Fair Games people. Not good. Fair Games is another game studio that looks like it's gonna go the way of the dodo. Which is not good. First Blue Point, and now it looks like Haven Games. Since Jade Raymond left, Haven Studios is meh. I mean, since she left, they've been in turmoil, right? It looks like the whole studio is run by contractors. That's crazy. 50 contractors is mental. But Sony have decided that they're going to release 2 live service games competing betas this weekend, which is dumb. 2 betas in one weekend? It doesn't make sense. But it looks like Hunters the Gathering and Marathon are both being launched this weekend. What games are you going to try out? Hunters Gathering or Marathon? Mate, can you imagine how you know, Bluepoint must have been like, do you know what? Look at the amount of support we're getting from everyone. Look at all this support we're getting. Hopefully, someone might actually see this support and we can save our jobs. And now it's like, Bluepoint who? Wait, oh, you was a game studio. Yeah, no one remembers you, man. You was like last week's news. We're on this week's news now. All we're on about is Xbox dead. Do you think Sony new PlayStation Studio LFG might be getting? I mean, what has LFG done? I don't think LFG have done anything, right? I mean, the games I'm looking forward to trying this week are all part of the Next Fest, which is, you know, if you haven't tried Densha Attack, I absolutely recommend it. It's so damn cool. That game is really good. Might Rare has a demo. There's a Misguided remastered demo. Parasite Mutant has had a new demo. Suran Gama has a demo. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Empire City has a demo. And Will Follow the Light has a demo. So there's a couple of games there that might pique your interest. Mate, it wasn't even 2 days. Bluepoint lost all support in less than 24 hours. And people are still talking about Xbox 4 days later. But apparently, Phantom Blade Zero and Marvel's Wolverine are releasing pretty much back-to-back, September the 9th and September the 15th. That is crazy timing for these games, but it looks like they're really doing their best to push out these games before GTA 6. I just think these games are releasing too close. They're going to hurt their own selves. 2 days till Resident Evil 9? I might have to look at Loaded and see how much they're doing it for. Did they say Resident Evil 9 is going to be day one on GeForce Now? But yeah, September 9 and September 15th. Phantom Blade Zero and Marvel's Wolverine. Crazy, crazy. Imagine if Wolverine is as buggy as Spider-Man 2. I mean, there's people now saying that the game's not going to be buggy because Spider-Man 2 wasn't buggy. But you know what? There's a big game coming out for the Switch too. And I know it's kind of poetic. We're watching a Switch presentation. But there is a really big game landing really soon. It's going to be 60 FPS and 40 FPS modes are included. Day one with this game. It is coming for Nintendo Switch 2, so not playable on Nintendo Switch 1. It is going to be massive. It's a new IP, and it is Fallout 4. You heard me right. Switch 2 is finally powerful enough to run Fallout 4 at 60 FPS and 40 FPS. A 9,000-year-old game. Stop being mean. Hey, Harry, how's it going, buddy? Xbox is alive and kicking. They're going to have all the AI and everything, man. It's going to be great. It's going to have like Terminator T-800 shit coming all over the place. What more do you want? So has anyone heard of a game called 1348 Ex Voto? Damn straight, Bold Alpha. So someone asked them, why do devs keep making intentionally unattractive female characters? And so the social team for 1348 Ex Voto replied, why do you expect a woman to necessarily be attractive? Openly admitting that they decided to make the attractive ugly in the first place. Now, don't really think it matters for this game because it has far worse problems than it really needs to. But for someone who wants to attract people to play their game, I don't think that's a smart response. It's supposed to be a story-driven narrative game. Combat, it's basically a lot like Hellblade 2. But they decided that they would do something and stick their foot in it, and thought that that is actually going to be a smart thing to do. So, I quote tweeted Aaron Greenberg's tweet with Phil introducing Asher, and I asked, where's Sarah? And so a response I got was at Tyson's Food, chilling and not effing with them. I like it. That made me laugh. Oh, weirdos. So anyone gonna give Horizon Gathering a try? Guys, what is this tree thing? Because they're not doing anything. They're just playing Mario. Chilling in the club. More Next Fest games. Surangama is available on demo. For those of you that were looking for Mouse PI, is what free? Mouse PI has been delayed until April 16. Unfortunately, they need more time, and so they've decided that they're gonna push the game out a little ways, and hopefully they can get everything they want done by April 16th and release the game. That's pretty much all the news
Use
things
their
I've
water from
got.
their trunks or the pots to kind of cool down the blocks, which is nice.
Daisy,
Good catch.
Daisy, Daisy,
Oh,
Daisy. Yes.
That's a fat
There's
Yoshi.
a timer up in the top that kind of stops when someone's
Oh, no.
closing it. Okay, pass it back this way to me.
Alright.
Yeah, Mouse got delayed. That game looks really cool.
Fine, we're good, we're good. I'm gonna wait for this
Yeah.
block to
Yeah,
cool
you might
before I
wanna-
hop
yeah.
over it. Oh shoot,
That's me.
All
That's
right,
me.
go.
Apparently it's 80 minutes, but
Oh boy.
it
No, no.
landed it
I
safely.
kind of expected
Yes.
this to
Cool.
Nicely done. It's a
Now
nice
an
power up.
elephant.
show more games.
Mario.
Oh no, this is a dangerous spot.
Oh, you're okay. Mario.
This is just a let's play at this point, right?
Oh, Daisy.
I'm about to die.
Oh, no!
Yeah, it looks so good, man.
I thought I let it go. So
Mouse
I turned
PI
around
looks
and-
And I
amazing.
thought I had it, and then whoosh.
Well,
Yeah, so fire historically not good for bombs, but that's okay.
Proven out.
Who's got two controllers?
Me, sorry.
You've got it.
Do we
It
want
gave
to
me
do it
too
one more
much power.
time, or are we feeling good?
I think
Yeah,
we're
no,
good.
we're just
yeah,
gonna-
we'll move on to the next thing. People can try and clear that difficult course on their own with their friends. We'll pop down into verses now that we're good and warmed up. And we're
We're warmed up.
from the hot.
We're keeping the buttons going. And I just want to call out, this is actually the first time you have real, true versus content in Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Of course, in the main game, you could race your friends, but we're going to get a little hands-on.
We're gonna start with Knock 'em Back Bubble Blaster, bubbling magma fountains, and we're gonna play in teams.
Random.
Yep,
Random
random
teams.
teams.
Emily.
Look, we don't shame Mario for turning into an elephant.
Yep.
Terran is a strong
manifest
competitor
that.
for this one. So.
We keep saying that, but lately.
hey.
Does anyone remember a game called
Alright,
Fat
here we go.
Princess?
Oh,
I gotta show
do
up
some
this
badge
time.
selection.
no badge. What? No.
Two games
focus on the mission.
I'm hyped for
Flash
are
doesn't
Resident
need
Evil
help.
9 and Monster Hunter Stories 3.
So like
I wanna
Taki
play
Star
Monster
just
Hunter
did a
Stories
competition for the
1
most lives
first.
At the end of the game, and there's going to be these bubble blasters that appear, and you can kind of use them to knock your.
How have you not
Oh,
played
yeah,
Fat
that's
Princess?
I'm sorry, Emily. It's not us if we don't at least.
I mean, I don't think that game will be allowed in this day and age.
part of the chaos.
But back in the day when people weren't offended by everything,
Okay, I think I got
that
someone
game
there.
was actually really good fun.
Oh, no.
I would like.
Oh no. Where am I?
I asked myself that question.
Mario, I'm coming for you.
Okay,
Oh no. Not me.
You basically had two castles. You had to build your defenses, and you could upgrade your characters.
Okay.
And each castle had a princess.
Nice double KO.
And you had to kidnap one princess and bring it and put it into the dungeon in your castle, right?
We might. I don't know. We don't.
And the way to stop that from happening was you had to force feed the princess with lots of cake until they were too heavy for the character to carry them.
Unfortunately.
Emily. Oh.
The concept is so crazy weird,
We're the Mario Bros.
but it worked and it was a really fun game.
Oh.
Emily. I'm
We
sorry.
were too powerful. We broke.
I'm sorry. We were too powerful. That's why we got 0.
That's okay. We've got more versus content.
It was
You look
either
really
the
pretty
Vita or the
myself.
PSP.
very smart.
Can't remember.
Yeah.
But it was on the PlayStation handheld.
That would have been much more even. Tyrion and I usually.
Yeah, that was kind of overwhelming. I'm sorry.
It's alright.
We'll hop over to Phanto Tag, which will be a little bit less overwhelming in terms of the winners. I'm
But
sure.
yeah, you just like your
Those of
character.
you who are familiar with,
She just sits
Chille's
there
not
and you just keep
recognized
feeding
Phanto,
her cake, and she
it's
just gets
kind of
massive,
a
and then
mask
you,
that goes
she literally
into
you can't move them.
characters, and we're just gonna play tag, running and hiding from the people who have Phanto on their faces.
Yeah, it's really funny because you shift into something that's in the level. So it could be a block. It could be, I don't know, maybe a talking flower.
Talking flower.
I'll have a look and see if there's any other bits of news.
Okay.
In the meantime,
Gotta keep an eye on everyone.
Oh, it was me.
Oh, I'm it.
But I see you there, Taryn.
You did not.
I
You did
see
not
you there.
even see
Yep.
anything.
I see
You
you.
didn't see anything.
I see you.
so we've got the Wolverine announcement.
All right. Fine.
Oh, shoot. I
Fine.
thought I got you, Taryn. No, we're both it. Okay.
Whoa!
Oh, no, Jose.
Wait a minute. I wonder who could possibly be.
I see you.
So that guy that said that
Always someone
Xbox is
in the
being
corners.
shut down, that Seamus
Oh, I got
Blackley,
caught. All right,
No.
wait a minute.
he made a thing saying, I have been asked 59 times now due to this
Oh, I see you. Rocky.
article
I see you.
if I believe Xbox.com is dead. No. I love Xbox as my own flesh and blood. It's the most wonderful thing. To me, the distress it's in kills me, haunts me. But progress requires introspection and realism. Learning is pain. So he went from saying that the Xbox,
Nice job.
console was going to die and disappear, to it's no longer going to die to disappear in the space of 24 hours. That guy's a G.
Got the control. Take us back to Bella Bell.
All right.
Sorry, it keeps giving me the power, and I don't know what to do with it.
It's a lot of power.
It's just really about how you wield that power, though.
It's not going well.
Let's see.
A recap for what?
We are going to hop down to our last versus one, which is back here at this set of attractions. We're going to do Battle Royale Survival Challenge.
Yes.
I don't know. This stuff looks
Countdown lifts is our course.
looks weird. Oh, I don't even think there's even worth. There's not much happening. It's just 2 DLCs that they've released, apparently. I was expecting a little more for it to actually be like a proper showcase. There was this, right? Did anyone see this? I'm gonna switch over for now because it's just a let's play and it's not really showing anything. And I want to play this clip. I'll keep an eye on the thing for the next game to see if it shows anything.
I don't know. I've already heard some things that I feel are what's going to happen, which is that we're setting up this person to fail with hardware because that has to fail. And that the way forward for Xbox is what we've been saying all along, which is just the software publishing part of it. And I don't know. I feel like, we know, I mean, this is a fact. Phil Spencer wanted to do an Xbox handheld.
Mm-hmm.
And the senior leadership team or the board
This guy again.
said no.
I can't deal with this
And
guy.
that's why the ROG Ally exists, right? Yeah, there was the big story that Amy Hood came down and was like, you need to
Jesus
have
Christ
% margin somehow on a business that's never had anything other than single digit to negative margins. Really what that was about to me was forcing the issue. Like we need to get out of hardware. We just spent $68 billion on Activision Blizzard, not so we can lose more money on another console, but so we can sell these games everywhere. She's probably there to make sense of the business as a business. She must be someone that's not an adult trust for whatever reason. But maybe her detachment from the industry is part of the point. That
I would never give him
we
your
need
email.
someone who isn't attached to that game studio, that game, that franchise, whatever, who can look at this objectively and say, no, this is where it starts to make sense. And we're going to hate her for that. I mean, as gamers, right? As fans of Xbox, that it actually is not what we want, right? It's not her fault. I mean, I really don't want to personalize this, but But I, again, I think we both made this case many times. But for everybody, it makes sense as a business. The hardware has to go. We all have this almost emotional.
The hardware
attachment
has
the
to go,
hardware,
man.
But that's the part that has to go.
What do you think? Do you think the hardware has to go? Do you think the hardware has to go? That's the key question. I don't think it should go. I think Xbox needs to have hardware there. I think not having hardware there is just bad form. But folks, is there anything you'd want to anything else you guys want to talk about, chat about? Yeah, DCG's been busy, man. That guy just pumps out bullshit after bullshit. And people watch it. If the next gen is as expensive as people assume, it's dead in the water already. I know what you mean. There's no way that you're going to skip over that many. I'm almost interested in to see what Paul Tassi has to say after he called me out. You guys want to hear what Paul Tassi has to say? And then we call it there? Regarding the whole Sarah Bond thing? I don't really have anything from Jeffy. He hasn't said anything controversial outside of dehydrated Kratos sucks. I mean, he tried to call me out, and he was wrong in that too. Xbox needs to go muted like PlayStation and not talk to people. That's what I've been saying, Sanchez. And the way they do it, right, is they basically find the people that they give different people different information and then see what information leaks out. And when that information leaks out, you know who said it or what group of people said it. And that's when you go in and you fire them for leaking corporate information. Really simple.
Alright, I'm back with another Xbox video, because it turns out when you do a giant leadership / potential strategy shift for one of the biggest brands in gaming, there is more than one day's worth of news. So to recap, Phil Spencer has retired as Microsoft Gaming CEO. Sarah Bond has resigned from her role as president of Xbox. Spencer has been replaced by Asha Sharma, who is a former the former head of Microsoft's Core AI product. And yeah, so a lot of things going on here. I will start with what I think is kind of the most noteworthy one, which is this big report from The Verge and Tom Warren, where he spoke to a number of internal Microsoft sources for an article that is being described by some as a hit piece on Sarah Bond. This goes through the idea that many of Xbox's most recent woes have been Sarah Bond's idea or plan or whatever. some of the highlights here. I will link the whole article in the description, and please click it because we need to click on articles lest the internet collapse. Okay, so one of the core issues here is that...
Has he actually said anything at all? Has he actually said anything? It's been like almost 2 minutes. I don't think he's actually said anything.
That's allegedly Xbox Anywhere was Sarah Bond's plan. The whole very controversial "this is an Xbox ad" was her idea and offended, exact quote, many internally. The writing was on the wall for Sarah and Phil to leave, and people were internally relieved that Sarah Bond is gone. Many feel like this is scapegoating Sarah Bond, someone who came out of this looking like she kind of got maybe screwed over, but then this is trying to say maybe she deserved it. And I think it's probably a more complicated answer than this. I can believe that maybe, you know, her as president of Xbox did have, you know, did propose these ideas, did propose this Xbox Anywhere idea and the "this is an Xbox ad," which are bad. I think most people would not dispute those were bad. "This is an Xbox ad," I would argue, was the worst Xbox campaign since like trying to bundle the Kinect and make it an integral part of Xbox One. Just horrible messaging. And yet, how much of this can be put on Bond alone? Because yes, she's president of Xbox, but there's Phil Spencer, there's Satya Nadella.
I know, it just sounds
this
like...
has to go through at least a couple layers of people in order to get actually approved and implemented. And while perhaps a poor implementation of, you know, the idea, it's not like the idea...
Do I sound this monotone and boring when I'm doing my videos? Like, just listening to the guys putting me to sleep. It's so... Oh my god. It's like droopy but not droopy. I can't do it. I'm sorry, chat. I can't do it. It's putting me to sleep. Literally. Okay, we've got a new game here they're showing. Here's a new game. This is the one you all waited for. Next gen graphics. It's like the best thing. This game makes Gears of War look trash.
It's a great move to build habitats and do other things.
I did. Now, as you're using these abilities too, you're using that blue bar, which is power points or PP, which, by the way, you're running a little low on, so you might want to eat a berry.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
So in order
I really
to
tried. I couldn't do it.
replenish power points or PP, as Lindsay had mentioned, all of Ditto's moves will use up power points as you use them. So you want to eat food in order to replenish. So we happen to have some berries on this tree, so I'll go ahead and pick them up. And then I'm gonna open up the inventory.
To sell more than Gears and Final Fantasy. Hey, no. It won't sell more than Final Fantasy.
So that happens to be Ditto. All the inventory is housed inside of Ditto, which is really funny.
We're back to the special edition because I'm out of news. I couldn't listen to.
So we're gonna eat some food.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't listen to Full Tessie. He was basically just saying, it's this, but it probably isn't this, but it could be this, but it probably isn't this. But if, you know, this and this and this happen, maybe it could be this, but chances are it probably isn't this. I can't deal with that. Not today. Not tonight. I've had a long day today. Listening to that, and I'm literally just going to pass out here on the desk.
Limited amount of items that we can create. But they're sorted. They can be sorted through categories. You can favorite a specific item.
This looks
You can just go to your favorites tab. You can sort them in different ways.
Do I think Final Fantasy sells more than Pokemon?
Let's say that I want to craft this.
Pokemon's a cult, so no.
On the right side, you'll see underneath the label, there's nothing in your inventory, and it has a relaxation kind of category, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Yep. And then also the items that you need in order to craft it. So owned, which is how many I have in my inventory, and needed. And then my favorite is that as long as you have enough items to craft it, you can create.
I don't know what clip you're talking about.
Not once. Super handy.
A lot of sturdy sticks.
Oh my God, this game is all about building. I'm already out of this game, man. This game is
So
not
it's
for
not
me.
just limited to like the patches of grass and trees. It's also stuff that you make.
Correct. Ooh,
Oh, looks like we've got a visitor
something
there.
Wrestling. Let's inspect it.
Who could it be? All right.
Right there.
One of my favorites.
Wait, have I proven myself wrong?
So
I don't understand how I've proven myself wrong. Prove to me that I've proven myself wrong. I do not believe this. I do not accept it. I do not believe that what you're saying is even remotely true.
Entry into the franchise. The game will go through as you befriend more Pokemon. They'll give you little kind of entries like this one here that will describe, what the Pokemon is, what type they are, the habitats that they like, time and weather. So we had talked about how time is tied to the real-time clock of the system. Weather is specifically within the game, not in the real world. So this kind of shows up randomly throughout the game. But it will be a factor in terms of how you encounter the certain Pokemon as well. And the last but not least, specialties, ideal habitat, and favorites, which we'll talk about here in a little bit.
This is not a Pokemon game.
Okay, I got to open this up to see. Oh.
And as you play
But it will
through the
sell more than
game,
this
these
one.
little
This is
different
not a
things that
Pokemon
you
game.
keep doing, you'll keep getting rewarded, which is so satisfying in this game. And we happen to get a recipe first.
I do not contradict myself. I am just tired.
Very handy.
But folks, I think that's going to be it for today. I think this showcase is a waste of time.
So
It's
Cypher
not
had,
really,
like, a little
really.
bit of a request
It
for it.
kind of isn't.
That's
I
right.
don't see Ash in
So,
there or
I
anyone
kinda
like
rushed
that
it
or
really
a
quickly, but we
self-made
might
character.
encounter another one
This
here
is just
later.
Animal Crossing
Whenever
disguised
Pokemon
as something
have,
else.
like a permanent kind of bubble over their heads, you definitely want to prioritize those because that can potentially not only progress through the story, but also give you.
But yeah, I'm looking around
something
and
that
there
you
isn't
might
really
need
anything
that
else
you
in terms
don't
of
currently
news
have
that's
in order to
about.
progress, or even to
Varka
create
seems to be
something.
coming for Genshin. Resident Evil 9 in 2 days. Some people have already got it, so watch out for leaks because they're coming. And like I said, there's a number of games on Next Fest that are really cool that can be played right now. I would definitely check it out. And yeah,
Now let's test Teresa's.
that's it.
luck
I
here.
am going to call it a night, folks.
What luck? What are you talking about?
Thanks so much for hanging out.
What are you talking about?
I know you're gonna have to.
I
use
will
cut to get
possibly
some
see you guys
items
tomorrow.
Here. I'm just curious to see.
Yeah, so cut is very useful in terms of not only breaking through things to get
Peace.
material, like D is alluding to. I want to.
Leaf bribing people to buy Nintendo
as
games.
you're, rebuilding
Shit.
this world, you'll see
I didn't think I'd ever see that day.